Ladies and gentlemen, this is SoFlo Josh, and we're here at the 2025 Miami International Auto Show to check out the 2026 Jeep Cherokee. Now, this is a complete redesign of the Cherokee. It rides on the new Stella Large platform. It now has a hybrid engine as its standard powertrain, which is pretty cool. So underneath the hood, we're gonna find a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a hybrid electric motor at the rear that's around 1.1 kilowatts. It produces 210 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque. All that power is sent to all four wheels via a electronic CVT transmission and gets a combined MPG of 37 miles per gallon, which is amazing to see in the Cherokee. Now, also on a full tank of gas, you'll get 500 miles of range for this model. So let's go ahead and talk about the styling of the Cherokee. So up at the front, many of the key attributes that we saw on the Cherokee XJ will carry forward here. So we're gonna find the same exact iconic grille, 7-slot grille across here. Depending on the model that you get, you will actually have a 360 degrees camera up at the front. But as you see, it looks really nice, sharp, distinct. And the headlights have also gotten this U-shaped DRL. So we're gonna have full LED headlights no matter which trim you get. Even if you go for the base Cherokee version, you're gonna find full LED headlights. Your turn signals are gonna be as well an LED and the amber effect. But as you see over here at the front, we do have a nice matte finish to the overall bumper section. So it's a little bit more better to the environment compared to that of a gloss black design. I really like it. We're gonna find LED fog lights right here as well. And then right front and center, we're gonna find all of your safety tech right there in the middle. So you're gonna have forward collision, forward mitigation, as well as active cruise control with lane keep assist. So it's gonna be embedded into that whole entire system. Now overall ground clearance, we're gonna find 8 inches of ground clearance for this model. With the approach angle of this model, it's about 16.5 inches of degrees, while the rear is gonna go ahead and be a little bit more, around 27 overall departure angle. So they've actually done a lot of differences to this model to make it a little bit more off-road credibility, even though this doesn't have the trail rated version. Now, mind you, this is the limited. There's other versions. Like I mentioned, the Cherokee is the base, then there's the Laredo, and then the limited, as well as the Overland. There will be a Trailhawk version coming out that will be more off-road capable. It will have a trail rated badging on it, which is really nice to see. Now, when we look at the overall side profile, as you see, we also see some of the key attributes, simplistic design. So we're gonna find one line that carries from the front of the door all the way to the rear, and it does kink up to this rear quarter panel right here for the D pillar, which looks really nice. We have flush door handles that do have that button actuation as well. We got the Cherokee badging right there, and then as well as that body cladding that goes around the wheels and underneath this section. Now, even though the Overland is the more premium version of the Cherokee, it's still gonna have that body cladding, which I'm really happy to report because I think that is gonna stay stronger over time as you use the vehicle. Now over here, we also find the same exact crossbars right here to go ahead and attach some larger items at the top, maybe a canoe or some other stuff that you're gonna go adventuring with. And then at the rear, as you see, many of the key attributes of that XJ Cherokee is gonna carry forward here. We do have the same exact jerry can style finish for the LED taillights. So full LED taillights, full reverse lamp, and turn signal. I'm really happy to see that we do have that in this model. Limited badging right there, Jeep logo. And we also find the rear view camera system right here. So this is right here is actually gonna push it on the rear view mirror right there, and it will activate to go ahead and help out. Now opening up the trunk over here, it is a power lift gate. So as you see, we have tons of overall cargo space because this is larger than what the last generation is. And honestly, it kind of looks a lot bigger than the 2-row version of the Grand Cherokee, which is known as the WL74. So we're gonna have tons of space in here. Opening up here in the back, we do have a full-size spare tire back here. Wow, that's actually impressive to see. 12-volt outlet on the side. And then we have the release to go ahead and set the height as well as leave, and it will kick down. And when we open up the rear door, press this pad right here and it opens up. It actually opens up almost in a 90-degree angle. I think, yeah, almost in a 90-degree angle. So it's a little bit better to go ahead and easily put in a baby seat into the back compared to the last generation where it didn't open up in a wide area. But as you see up at the top, we have hard plastic right here. We also have a tweeter bill and your Alpine speaker down here. The release for the doors is going to be this button actuation, because yes, every vehicle now comes with this button actuation. Whole entire lock and unlock right here from the rear door seat area. And once you release the second row section, as you see, it is a flat area, so that means you can easily add things in from the trunk into the main cabin space. I am really happy about that to see in here. Now the seat is actually pushed back a little more because somebody who was taller was sitting there, but as you see, if you were to sit back here at 5'10", you actually get some amount of space, so about 0.5 inches overall legroom space. Now, if the seats were moved up a little more, you would get more space in here, which is pretty nice. We got rear air vents. We also got 2 USB Type-Cs down there. Opening up here in the center console, we're going to find 2 large cup holders to put your large drinks, but these seats feel great. I really like the overall styling of these seats. Now, they're leatherette. They're not full-on leather, but it is a little bit more premium than what you'd find in other brands that do have leatherette in it. But sitting back here, 5'10", headroom wise, I have about 1.5 inches overall headroom space left in this model. And as you see, we do have a panoramic sunroof, but this is not a fixed panoramic sunroof. This is a sunroof that actually does open up and adds a little bit more lighting into the cabin space compared to the competition space. Getting into the front section, opening up this door right here, it's a nice solid door. We're gonna have soft padding up at the top section. We also get this nice, almost copper-like stitching that goes across here with some more soft padding. Window switch gear as your mirror control as well. Push button right there to go ahead and release the door. And you have your Alpine speakers there. Now, these seats are not performance seats, so they're not gonna have as much as bolstering as what you would find in Dodge Charger, but it has a little bit more bolstering on the sides. And then getting inside, let's go ahead and actually raise the steering wheel to where I would have it. This is the new steering wheel we're going to find in the Cherokee. So it's a flat top and flat bottom steering wheel. It looks really nice. Premium materials across. I like the material because it's not leather, but it's that leatherette design that we find in the seats actually, and it feels really nice on the hands. Like, it doesn't feel cheap at all. We have some of that more white stitching that goes across here. Your buttons over here, we still have buttons, which is, I'm really happy to report for this model. And then if we open up the screen right here, this is the new 12.3-inch touchscreen display. So everything's going to be embedded into here in terms of climate control, as well as seeing many other things. So this is the Uconnect 5. It's going to have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto in here, which is nice to see. We have heated and ventilated seats, as well as the heated steering wheel. We have a button right here to go ahead and actually turn off the screen, which is nice to see. But if we go into the vehicle section, we can see the e-hybrid. So we could see many things. So this model right here has about 3,500 miles and is averaging, look at that, 57.3 miles per gallon. That is absolutely impressive to see for a model like this, especially a CUV, because CUVs typically don't have the best range, but this one actually does. Down here in the center, we're going to go ahead and find another 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. So right there, it's going to be customizable. Right now it's currently off, but you know, once we probably, if the car was on, it would be a little bit different. You're able to see more. We have also some dedicated buttons right here. So we do have parking assist, your rear sensors right here, and your traction control off, as well as a dedicated button to turn off your lane departure warning. 2 USB Type-Cs, 2 large cup holders to easily fit in maybe a 32-ounce bottle of water. We have hill descent control, auto hold, and then you have your drive mode. So you're going to find sand, mud, snow, auto, and then sport. So everything's going to be done by this little clicker right here. And then we also find the gear selector right here. So this is going to be to go ahead and shift into gear with the start button right there as well. Now, opening up here in the center, as you see, it is a large bin section. So you're going to be able to put some large stuff in there. And we also find a wireless charging pad as well. Good thing is, glove compartment, it is not power operated. You can just do it easily by, you know, pressing the latch and opening it up. But across the dash, very nice materials. I'm happy to report about that. This is a very, very nice Jeep Cherokee. And finally, we get something that looks a little bit better compared to the last generation, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. Funny enough, both my mom and my dad had one. My mom had the pre-LCI version or facelift version, and then my dad had the facelift version, which was the limited. And I know for sure he's actually going to be watching this video because he is very interested in this vehicle, as he owns currently a Jeep Grand Cherokee. But when it comes to starting price, this one right here is going to start at $35,000, and then it can go up all the way to $44,000 currently because the Overland is the top trim. Now remember, there is going to be a Trailhawk version coming out, which is more off-road capable, has different suspension, has different wheels. Everything else is going to be embedded into that model, so that one probably will start around maybe the $50,000 or $52,000 range. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.